welcome to the Polshift News. Guys, big thanks for those few that have been supporting us over the last few weeks. Guys, we really need to get these magnetometers out now. We've got one going into Kentucky. It'd be great if we can get one in South California or Los Angeles. That'll allow us to track the magnetic pole intensity, which feeds off the Canadian pole. We're going to struggle, I know, but I'm just hoping that there is somebody out there that's watching this and can get one into Russia for us. South of Russia, close to the China border, if not North China, close to that border. That's the intensity that we want to get over Siberia. Remember that plume on the other map? I'll show you a bit later on in the video. Other than that, we need one to go in the west coast of Central Australia and one in the east coast as well. It'd be great if we could get these out this week, and you know, it's only going to be a matter of a couple of weeks before they actually arrive, get set up, and then we've got data coming in, guys. As close as the end of this month, we should at least get data coming from the one in Kentucky. But you know, we want to track either side of the high intensity regions. So you know, if you live in these regions, central and east, west of Australia, you know, drop a line in the comment section. You don't have to be a genius in computers or anything like that. All you need to know is how to take an SD card out of the device, you know, plug it into your computer, send me the file, and then put the SD card back after you've formatted it back into the magnetometer and press the reset button. That's it, guys. It's not hard work, you know. And you know, you've got to obviously be prepared to have these in your you know, your homes for at least a month. Sorry, at least a year. Oh, we don't want them in there a month. Yeah, you know, minimum a year, and you know, possibly 3 years, or at least until we get the Mark IIs built. So Australia, east and west, central, north China, east and west, South Russia, east and west, and if you live in Los Angeles or South California, you know, again, drop me a comment in the section below, and you know, we'll link up on Skype over the next couple of days, and you know, we'll take some details off you and hopefully get those, you know, at least another 3 of these magnetometers out to their locations so we can start getting this data, and that's what it's all about. For those guys in the United States, Russia or China and Australia, for you guys, what you'll be getting is one of these magnetometers. Now, what's in this box really is just running the chip that you can see in the lower right hand corner. And you know, I've said this before, guys, you know, what we've done over the last few months is remarkable, really. You know, it cost NASA tens of millions of pounds, or at least the ESA, European Space Agency, to put 3 satellites into space to, you know, record the Earth's magnetic field and strengths. Now, what we're doing is a little bit more direct, right? We're putting these in the high intensity regions of the Earth where we know the magnetic field high intensity regions are. And what we're going to do is put one either side of the lower or merging high intensity region. So as that region comes further towards the magnetometers, or goes, in the United States case, goes further away, we're going to get a reading of how fast, you know, this high intensity regions are either decaying or increasing in field strength. And that's what also we're going to start looking at now over the southern hemisphere of this planet. And that's why we're putting these magnetometers in the central, east and west of Australia, because we want to check on what's going on with that high intensity region down there as well. Now, like I say, guys, the budget that we're working with is mainly off the few people that donate on PayPal and, of course, Patreon. Frustrating as though it is, guys, you know, 10% of the people that offered patronage on Patreon over the last few days, when it came to cashing out, declined their payments. So, you know, we're back down to, you know, $900, and it is around about £700, guys. So it's not a big budget, and you know, let's face it, look who we're taking on here. We're taking on the European Space Agency, as our, you know, they are really our competitors. And you know, with that budget that we've got, it's it's so minute. We have to, you know, manage it as best we can, and obviously we want to, like we have been doing, we want to get the data out to you guys before these guys release it, and we have done that a few times on this channel before NASA updated their magnetic model and came out and told people that there was an uptick in the speed in the migrating North Pole. We'd already did it and told you guys 4 months before that mainstream organisation. So 4 months before NASA came out and told you guys, we told you, and that was down to our equipment picking up this activity over in the Northern Hemisphere with regards to the tracking of the magnetic North Pole. Remember, we monitor that every 3 seconds with the TriMag system. We also monitor the magnetosphere, and with this project now that we're taking internationally, we're going to be monitoring specifically the high intensity regions over the Northern Hemisphere and the Southern Hemisphere as well. So, you know, it's a great project, but if you're going to support us, guys, then at least stay to the end. You know, when it comes down to, you know, Patreon collecting the money for us, you know, stay with us, because, you know, we're trying to do this already on a small budget, and, you know, if the, you know, 10% of the people pull out at the end, you know, the budget gets even smaller. It just makes it a little bit more frustrating at this end. You know, I'm putting as much work in as I possibly can on this, guys. If you think about it, in the last few months I've built the magnetometers, I've programmed them, and now we're sourcing you know, new homes for them around the world, and then we'll be getting that data back, and it gets put up live every month for you guys to see what's going on. Now there's got to be another page built for the website, and as well as you know, processing that data that we get from these magnetometers from around the world. You know, the workload is starting to increase, guys, and all as I can say is I need some support to continue doing this, and you can do that on the PayPal link or on the Patreon. But please, if you do go on the Patreon and support us, stay with us, guys. As I said, I'm going to give you guys something back, and I will, and I'm working on trying to finish this week or next week. Not only am I working on, you know, getting these magnetometers sent out to the new locations, I'm also on the back burner trying to get this cloud generator finished off. So later on today I'll be sourcing the parts. Now we've got, you know, a couple of quid in from Patreon for the liquid cooled radiators for the cloud chamber, so we can get that finished, and you guys can see, you know, first-hand real cosmic particles flying through the chamber. And, you know, if they're on the increase, we'll record that. So, you know, there's that as well. And like I promised you guys that are supporting us, if you support me, guys, I will build the laser at some point at the end of this year, and I will transmit your little message out into the stars. If you asked NASA to do that for you, you would hear laughter down the phone. But on this channel and on our observatory, we're offering that to you guys that support us. Now you can put whatever you want in that message, or photograph. It can be audio or digital, it doesn't matter. We'll convert it into you know, a sine wave within the laser, and, you know, I'll demonstrate how we do this in a video coming week, so you can see that the technology does work. You can transmit from laser data, and, you know, I'll show you how that works. There is a little trick up the sleeve in how you do it, guys, and of course when it comes down to working with CO2 lasers, we've got to build a special coil pack for this so that we can incorporate the data into it. What it does, how we do it, is we run the power that runs the laser through one coil, and we've got another coil embedded in that coil, so it's a little bit Nikola Tesla this is, guys, and it's through the induction of the audio overlapping onto the power that you get a modulating laser. And you would be surprised, guys, how well this works. And this is, you know, pretty much the technology that we'll be using to transmit your little message out into the stars and beyond our galaxy. Now remember, I said before, in the 80s NASA sent out 2 spacecraft, Voyager 1, Voyager 2, you can look it up on the internet, with a message from Earth. They was hoping that these spacecraft would eventually run into intelligent life forms. So I'm just saying, guys, if NASA are going to those levels, and they believe that one day, by luck, someone might come across these satellites and see all the data that they put on about the Earth, where our solar system is, what people live on there. That all this stuff was put on there on these golden LPs that they've stuck out on the side of the spacecraft, and they've been travelling from the 80s to this point and just past the outer edges of our solar system. The light that we can transmit from this CO2 laser will overtake these within a couple of weeks. So, and the data that we can put in the laser is way more than what they put on that side of these two spacecraft. So just think about that, guys. So it's a real genuine offer. You get to put your personal message out into the stars, and that's just for supporting us. So there's a little something back. There is also a few other things we're trying to work on in the coming months for you guys that support us as well on Patreon and on PayPal. So, you know, we want to make it interesting for you guys. We want to make it rewarding for you guys to support us, not in just the fact that you get data on the biggest anomaly that's taking place and affecting more of us these days than anything, the climate, you know, the Arctic climates over the northern and southern hemisphere, and you know, these things have little knock-on effects on everything else, which we'll talk about more in the week, and like we have been doing over the last week. You know, they affect food production, food prices, you know, they affect the technology on our planet. This anomaly, the magnetic pole reversal, is one of the biggest anomalies that is going quietly under the radar, and like I say, probably 3% of the world's population are in the knowledge that there is a magnetic reversal taking place. And you know, it could be 3%, it could be 1%. Probably it's a figure in between those two. It's very few people that know about it, and not only do they not know about it, they don't know the implications behind, you know, a magnetic reversal. They don't know what's been going on in the last 30 years. They don't know that it's also causing the magnetosphere to shrink in strength, and what are the repercussions of that. So, you know, we're doing our best. We're not like a lot of other YouTube channels that just talk about it, paste and copy and talk about it. What we do, we build on this channel. We're proactive. We've got an observatory, and that's why we ask you to support us, because we're not just talking about it anymore. We've been doing this nearly a decade on YouTube, guys, and we have built ourselves an observatory that monitors this, and we're going international by the end of this month. So we ask that you support us, that's all, and stick with us. You know, get your families involved in some of the data that we're putting out on this topic, because it affects every one of us. You know, guys, I'll leave it here. Enjoy the rest of your days in this week. I will catch up with you at another point, and as always, I'll say what I usually do. But before, guys, please, if you're in one of those locations that we're looking for, put just put a shout out down there that you're interested, and I'll catch up with you over the next few days. But I'll say what I usually do at this point, guys. Links down there to support us. If Patreon's not your thing and you want to do a direct one-off payment, PayPal's there for you. As always, guys, say what I do normally. Bye for now. Love you lots. Bye.